Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling this really interesting grant application from a company called Automedi, and their innovation is called Edge Circularity. I think you guys are going to find this one really fascinating. Imagine a world where we can take waste plastic and turn it into new products, like right there on the spot.
Yeah, it really challenges how we think about manufacturing and waste management.
Like completely.
Yeah.
So let's start with the problem that Automedi is trying to solve.
Yeah.
Their application highlights this crazy statistic. Less than 2% of plastic in the UK is actually recycled into new products. So we're all, diligently sorting our recycling. But where does most of it actually end up?
Yeah, it's a little disheartening. 43% of it is incinerated, which releases harmful emissions. And it's not even very efficient in terms of energy production.
Wow.
Plastic produces twice as much CO2 as coal for the same amount of energy.
So not only are we wasting valuable resources, but we're also contributing to climate change in the process. And that's not even to mention all the emissions generated from just transporting the waste around for processing. It just feels like we're fighting a losing battle sometimes.
Right, and that's why this approach from Automedi is so interesting. Their Edge circularity system aims to kind of tackle these challenges head on by combining plastic waste collection and on-site manufacturing all in one portable unit.
Okay, I have to admit, when I first read about vending machines that recycle plastic and 3D print new products, I thought it was straight out of a sci-fi movie. But the technology is actually here now, and this grant application outlines how Automedi plans to make it a reality.
Yeah, it's pretty cool how they're using these technologies we already have in a completely new way. Additive layer manufacturing, or ALM, it allows them to create these products directly from recycled plastic filament.
Okay, so walk me through this. How does this system actually work? I'm picturing people like tossing their empty water bottles into a vending machine and getting like a brand new phone case in return. Is that how it goes?
Well, it's not quite that simple, but yeah, you're getting the right idea. The process starts with collection, obviously. The vending machine is designed to accept various types of plastic waste.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But how does it handle the fact that not all plastics are created equal?
Right, and that's where the ingenuity comes in. Automedi's system actually uses the product barcode to identify the type of plastic, so that ensures proper sorting and processing, because different plastics need to be handled differently.
That's so clever, using the existing barcode system to streamline the recycling process. Okay, so what happens next?
So once the plastic is sorted, it's ground down into these small pieces, and then it's melted and extruded into filament, the same kind that's used in 3D printers. And then this filament is fed into a 3D printer that's built right into the vending machine.
So it's like a mini factory in a box. It's like from waste collection to product creation, all in one self-contained unit.
Exactly. And what's really remarkable is how portable these units are.
Yeah.
Imagine them placed in these high-traffic areas like, shopping malls or train stations or university campuses.
Yeah.
Like recycling and local manufacturing just becomes so accessible and convenient.
It's just such a departure from our current system.
Yeah.
Where products are manufactured in these like centralized factories and shipped all over the world.
Yeah. And that centralized model comes with this huge environmental cost. Edge circularity offers a glimpse into a future where products are made locally, reducing emissions from transportation and just creating this more resilient supply chain in general.
Yeah. This could be a game changer for local economies too. Just imagine the potential for job creation and the boost to small businesses that could utilize this technology.
Absolutely. And Automedi actually emphasizes this a lot in their grant application. They highlight their commitment to co-production and working closely with local communities. They envision these edge circularity plants as hubs for collaboration and innovation, not just manufacturing sites.
It sounds like they're putting a lot of emphasis on community engagement. That's really encouraging.
They are. They want to work with local businesses, entrepreneurs, and residents to determine which products to manufacture. They want to make sure that the system benefits everyone involved.
It's not just about the technology. It's about empowering communities to take control of their waste and create a more sustainable future for themselves. It's a powerful message.
It is. And they're not just paying lip service to the idea either. Their application gets into some very specific details about how they plan to achieve this co-production model.
Well, let's dig into those details. Tell me more about how they envision this community engagement playing out in practice.
They outline this really fascinating approach in the application. They talk about setting up these co-creation workshops where local residents and businesses, even entrepreneurs can come together and brainstorm ideas for products.
Yeah, that's a great way to make sure they're creating things people actually want and need. instead of just like churning out random plastic trinkets.
Exactly. And they also plan to incorporate these feedback mechanisms into the vending machines themselves, so users can actually vote on potential product designs or even suggest new ideas.
It almost sounds like a Kickstarter for sustainable manufacturing. You get the community involved right from the ground up, generating excitement and building a sense of ownership over the project.
It's a really clever way to create that buy-in and make sure the project's success is tied to the community's needs. And they don't stop there. They also want these edge circularity plants to be more than just manufacturing units. They envision them as educational hubs.
Oh, wow. So people can learn about the circular economy and get inspired to create their own sustainable solutions.
Precisely. Imagine like school field trips to these plants, where kids can actually see firsthand how plastic waste is transformed into something new and useful. It could spark a whole new generation of innovators focused on sustainability.
Yeah, it's incredible to think that something as simple as a vending machine could have such a profound impact on a community. It's a testament to Automati's holistic vision.
And speaking of holistic, their commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion is woven throughout their application. It's clear that they want to make sure the benefits of this technology reach everyone.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm always curious to see how companies actually put those values into action.
Yeah, and they're doing it in a number of ways. For example, they've designed the vending machine interfaces to be accessible to wheelchair users and people with visual impairments.
Oh, that's great. It's great that they're considering those details from the outset. Accessibility should be like a fundamental part of any design, especially one with such a broad potential impact.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just physical accessibility. Their recruitment process is designed to be equitable and inclusive as well. They actually utilize blind CVs to eliminate bias and offer paid trial shifts to kind of level the playing field for candidates from different socioeconomic backgrounds.
It's encouraging to see a company really thinking through these issues and making a conscious effort to create a more just and equitable system.
Yeah, their approach is really admirable. They're not just focused on the technology itself, but also on how it can be used to benefit society as a whole.
Well, let's talk about how they plan to turn this vision into a reality. The grant application must get into the nitty-gritty of their financials, right?
It does. They're requesting a grant of $127,161 costs, which represents 70% of their total project costs.
Okay, and where's the other 30% coming from?
They're contributing $54,498 from various sources, including contract surpluses, financing from a U.S. project, and even director loans. It shows a real commitment from their leadership team.
And what about how they plan to spend the money? Do they break down those costs in the application?
They do. They have this very detailed breakdown covering everything from research and development to operational costs and marketing. It's all very transparent, which is essential for building trust with potential funders, and just demonstrating accountability in general.
Yeah, transparency is so important, especially when public funds are involved. It's encouraging to see that they're being upfront about how they plan to use the money.
They're also very clear about the value for money this project represents, They emphasize the potential for job creation, economic growth, and, of course, a significant reduction in carbon emissions.
So they're not just asking for a handout. They're presenting a solid investment opportunity with both financial and environmental returns. Do they quantify those returns in any way?
They do. They even estimate the value of the carbon credits they expect to generate, adding another layer of financial and environmental benefit.
It sounds like they've put together a very compelling financial case. But are they realistic about the challenges ahead? Even with funding, scaling up a project like this is no easy feat.
You're absolutely right. And they acknowledge that in their application, They recognize the need for ongoing support beyond the grant funding. They'll need to secure strategic partnerships and, get expert advice and likely future investment to truly scale up to a national or even global level.
Yeah, it's good that they're not being naive about the complexities of bringing this innovation to market.
But, despite those challenges, their passion for this project really shines through in the application. The meticulous planning, their commitment to creating a more sustainable and equitable future. It's truly inspiring.
It reminds us that even in the face of these daunting global challenges, there are people out there with innovative solutions and the drive to make them a reality.
And it's not just about Automati and their project, Their story is like a perfect example of the incredible innovation happening around the world right now, driven by this desire to build a better, more sustainable future.